Hello everybody. Today got a bit of an exciting video, or a bit more exciting than my other videos that I have posted on the channel. It's a bit of a tour of all the animals that I have currently of the start of 2026, and then the plan is I'll do another one towards the end of the year, so we can see where I have improved or not improved. So there's that, and I do also want to put out there, I do apologise for not posting as much. I think it's been like a month or two since I've last posted a video, so I do really apologise for that. My excuse is really, I have been really busy. So yeah, what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, if you do enjoy my videos, then please make sure you are subscribed. Please hit the thumbs up button and comment down below how I can improve, and if there's anything that you liked, etc. It really helps my small channel out, and you know, I am always trying to improve and will improve for you guys. Every subscriber adds a bit more motivation for me doing this. So yeah, hopefully the quality is a little bit better than the last videos. And yeah, I have changed my camera angle. I've tilted my phone to the side instead of it being horizontal, because it sort of messed up the video quality a bit, I realized. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video I have for you guys, and yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. And this is the first animal of today's video. I do want to put out there, just before we get started, this may be done in two parts, because there is quite a few to get through, but I'll let you know at the end of the video if we've managed to get through them all or not. So yeah, as you can see, this is the first animal. This is the Pitbull Predatory Katydid. I'm not going to try and say the Latin name, I won't be able to say it. So when I open up his enclosure, you can sort of see him in that corner. I'll show the female. They look very similar. Females are a little bit bigger, but there's the male. These guys are always wanting to munch your fingers, and they can actually draw blood. They've got some very strong mandibles, which is really interesting. And this guy actually ate a grub the other day, a really big grub as well. So it's been having the runs all over the enclosure, as you can see, all over the enclosure, from that big juicy grub that it ate. It's really cool. Oh, it's moving around. So that's really cool. It is a breeding project as well, because I've got a male and a female, both mature, and he's been chirping like crazy. So I will hopefully be breeding these guys very soon, because they are both ready as can be. I'm just trying to fatten them up so they don't eat each other. That's the risk with these guys. They usually eat each other if you don't do it correctly. And I do also need to change the substrate in the females, as I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, these guys are really cool. I love predatory katydids. This is my first ever one to grow up, and they're really cool. I do really like these guys. But yeah, that is my first predatory katydid. We're going to move on now to the next one, which is just over across from it. So as you can see there on the label, this is my Dominican Purple. So this is my smaller one. I have two of these. This is one that's unsexed. I have a confirmed female, which is really cool. So hopefully a breeding project here as well, but again, very small still, so it'll be the very, very future. So yeah, you can actually see it there at the front. I think it's in pre-molt. It's got a real large abdomen, bit of shine to it, so I think that's in pre-molt, which is really exciting. The female is a lot larger than this one though. But yeah, there's not really much to say about these. This is probably one of my favourite ones in the whole of all the spiders that I have. But yeah, Dominican Purple is probably my favourite species out of all spiders that I have yet anyway. There's some other species that I want to have a try at. We're always expanding, aren't we? Moving on, next to the Dominican purple, we have the love heart butt tarantula, which is the elegans. Love these guys. I actually really love the dwarf species. I have quite a few dwarf species, these being one of them. I also have the, what else do I have? I really can't think. We'll go around to it though. That's gonna annoy me. Oh yeah, the Trinidad olive. I have the gold form and the regular form. I also have another one as well. I have another one, I think it's the Pentalorus. Anyway, but yeah, I do love the dwarf species. You know, some people don't like them, I really do. I think they're really cool. As you can see, there's a very teeny sling in that pot, and this one is a female. She actually needs rehousing soon, but she has webbed off her burrow, so I never miss with any tarantulas that web off their burrows, as it usually means that they're up to something, usually molting or a hunger strike or something like that. So I'm not going to mess with her. When she starts coming out again, I'll rehouse her into a different enclosure. Although I do really like this enclosure. I do love the tarantula cribs enclosures. Although they're not as common over here because I think they're an American brand, a brand over in America. So there's not as many of them over here, but I do know of a few people with them, so that's pretty good. Hopefully I can get some more of them. Moving to the next one. This one is a true spider. As you can see on the name, it's a six-eyed sand spider, and you can actually see it in there on top of the sand. Usually you can't really see this one. It's usually burrowed itself. These guys are really cool. I never thought I would ever have one of these, but I seen one that was available and I was like, yeah, sure, why don't I get one of these, you know, put another risk to my collection. Because these guys, if you didn't know already, these guys have very potent venom, so if I was to ever get bit by these, then it isn't looking good for me. But yeah, it's always really cool. I do need to rehouse it soon because it keeps molting quite quickly. These are relatively fast growing, and these guys, a cool little fact, these guys only eat about once a month. Probably not even that, so they can go a whole year without eating, some people say, so that's really cool. And that's because in the wild where they live, there isn't always access to food, and they wait for prey to come to them. So they burrow themselves in the sand, and they could be waiting months and months before they get a prey item, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm going to try and stimulate that as much as I can in captivity, because that's what we aim for when we've got collections like this. We aim to stimulate it as much as we can, although it will never be entirely the same as the wild. It's just not possible, so you know, we gotta try our best. And as you can see, this one's called Sandy the sand spider. But yeah, these guys like the lower humidity, as you can see, and they come from Peru mainly, but as you can see, it comes from Ecuador as well, and some other places. I think maybe Australia, maybe, or something like that. But yeah, they're really cool. And then we're going to move just behind it. We'll start with this one here. So this is my pumpkin patch. I've had loads of pumpkin patches since I've been keeping tarantulas and stuff. They are really cool. Again, these are dwarf species as well. So this is another one I forgot, so I've got quite a few dwarfs. Dwarf tarantulas. Yeah, pumpkin patches are amazing eaters. They're just amazing species as a whole. I think I'll always have one of these, at least one at a time in a collection, and I might even breed them in the future too. Who knows? But yeah, I do really like these guys. There's nothing lows to say. The coloration is amazing. There is two different forms of these guys, so there's a small form and a larger form. I can't quite remember the name off the top of my head, but there is a name for the two different variants. I'm not sure on this one. I think this one's the smaller one. I I don't think I was told when I got him, but not too sure. But anyways, either way, they're enough the same, they're just different sizes. But yeah, I'll always be keeping one of these, as they are amazing. And again, I love the smaller spiders. They're just really cute and small. So we'll move on to the next one, which I'm going to move to the right, to this big boy over here. And this is Big Boris. Big Boris is getting on a little bit now. He's a mature male, curly hair. And he has been bred with before with some females I've got, which you'll see shortly. And yeah, there's not really much to say about him. He's mature. He's got a few months left, as he is at the end of his lifespan. And he is in a very small, basic enclosure. And before any of you guys come at me for it, it is always best to keep mature males in a smaller enclosure, as it lasts them a little bit longer. Because all his job is to do now is to search for as many females as he can, and mate with them all. So most of his time he'll be moving around this whole enclosure, and he'll just be doing circles, trying to what he thinks is to try and find a female. So he's burning up a lot of that energy by circling around that enclosure. So let's say if he was in a larger enclosure, he would be using a lot more of that energy, because he'll be moving a lot more, so he won't live as long as he would in a smaller enclosure. So we're trying to hold on to him as long as we can, because you know, all spiders, you want them to live as long as they can. So yeah, that's Big Boris. He's really cool. He actually eats quite a lot for a mature male. But yeah, that's Big Boris. We're going to move to the left now. We'll go with this one at the back, and as you can see is my Darlingie. This one has recently been rehoused into this little pot, and it is a Rayhorn baboon coming from South Africa. These guys like the higher humidities, and these guys are really little feisty buggers, especially when they get bigger. They make some really cool webbing, very thick webbing, and are all turned really cool species. They have, as the name suggests, it has a horn on its head when it gets a little bit bigger. I think they get that horn when they mature, I'm not too sure. Juveniles might have it, but this sling definitely doesn't have it. So yeah, really cool species. As you can see, it's already done some webbing after being in there like a day or two. Really cool. But yeah, I can't wait for this one to get bigger. I like to start with all my spiders as slings, as I don't know, I just really like growing them up myself. They then mean a lot more to me in the future, you know, when they get bigger. I can say, oh, I've had this for like 15 years, I've had this for 10 years, you know. So yeah, really cool. And then moving down one, this is my king baboon in this enclosure here, as you can see. My P. muticus, which is the scientific name. And these guys come from East Africa. These guys like the higher humidities, but not too high. I think they do best around 70, you know, all the way up to 80, around that mark. But again, we don't chase up the humidity. I think it's burrowed down somewhere. These guys are known for their very deep burrows and their very chunky back legs. And actually, a cool little fact for these guys as well, the king baboon, these are the second largest tarantula or spider in Africa, I think it is, or definitely East Africa. So in the whole of Africa, these guys are the second largest tarantula, which is really cool. I should have really searched it up so I knew for sure, but I think it's the whole of Africa. So that's really cool. So these guys get really big. Moving on again to this back enclosure. Let me just move this pot. This is my Chaco Golden Knee, which is the star of the room. He's absolutely amazing, or she. Really cool. In the back corner there, as you can see, Yeah, there's nothing really much else to say. I mean, everyone knows these are a star in every collection. Getting really big and chunky. It takes some time to grow, so I've had this since it was a tiny sling, and again, I've had it quite a while, and it's still only a little sling. So it does take some time for it to grow, but when it does grow, it gets more and more better and better every time. I can't wait for it to get bigger, honestly can't. But these guys are literally bulletproof. They will survive any sort of enclosure, dry, more damp, obviously not too damp. The higher humidity-ish to the lower humidities they'll tolerate. Really, really cool. But I have found they do better in the drier substrate. As you can see, that's how I keep them on. That's how they sort of are in the wild. So yeah, really cool. Chaco Golden Knee. So that is all of these guys on this top enclosure here now. We're going to move down and see what's in the enclosure, what these enclosures are on. So let's move down a little bit. And as you can see, the lighting isn't the best, but there is some webbing in that top half of the enclosure. And this female is quite big now. This is my Balfouri. I've actually got a mature male for this girl coming very soon. So this is a future breeding project too. So that's really cool. I do plan to change this around a little bit. I'm always changing things around, you know, to make it better for the spiders and for how I do things. So I'm going to change the substrate a bit, as it is just soil at the moment. I do let it dry out, as these guys like it a little bit more drier. That plant is literally all the humidity this girl gets, really. But yeah, it's really cool. So when I do any sort of waterings, I usually just water the plants. I occasionally fill up her water dish, but as you can see, it doesn't evaporate too quickly anyways, so that's good news. But she is behind there somewhere. She always comes out. She's always at the top of her burrow or walking around exploring. But yeah, I've had quite bad luck with this girl in the past. But yeah, long term, I really can't speak today, I do apologise. But when I first got this girl, I bought her as a mated female, and she ended up molting out. So she lost them sperm glands, and her actually mated. She lost all of that, so she never dropped a sack, and everything like that. So, and then she didn't eat for months and months. So I was getting really worried. Her abdomen was getting really, really small. But yeah, she's eating again now, so everything's all good now. But I do have another male, so I'm going to try her again. So yeah, moving on to the next one. Do apologise for that. We're moving on to the left, and we have in here the female predatory katydid. So as you can see at the start of the video, that was the male. This is now the female for the breeding project. As you can see, she's in a lot larger of an enclosure. Yeah, that's because she's slightly bigger, and she will be doing the egg laying and most of that sort of stuff anyway. But I'm not sure if to put them in a breeding bin, so they're a bit more close together and stuff. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. And she is at the top of the enclosure, right there. It's very hard to get a angle on her. These guys are really cool. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I don't really say too much on her because again, it's going to be the same as the male. So I'm going to turn behind me and we'll see what is behind me. Boom, and we're already back. So this is the start animal that I'm going to show. You won't be able to see these because these come out late at night, but if you've been following my TikTok channel and stuff, I have shown them on there. These are my giant whip scorpions. I do also apologise for any drilling in the background. It's quite loud. I've actually managed to breed these guys, which is really cool. It is the Demon Medius, which is really cool. These guys like the higher humidities. They eat quite a lot as well. As you can see, there's a big cricket in there. But yeah, there's not really much to say about these. I've got a male and female in here. Managed to breed them, pretty cool. They will be available in some of my mystery boxes. And if you guys are still watching the video so far, I am going to do a giveaway at certain points that I set for my subscribers. So I think I'm going to set it at 100 subscribers. At 100 subscribers, I will do a giveaway, a mystery box. I think it'll be like a £40, 30 or £40 mystery box from myself. Most of the things are things that I've bred. Some things are just things that I no longer need or want, so I'll put them in the mystery box as well. I have sold a few last year, and everyone was quite happy with them, so you know, why don't I sell some more and give away to my subscribers as a thank you, because I really do appreciate every subscriber. So yeah, thank you, and I will move on to the next one, which is to the left of that enclosure. And these are my giant hissing roaches, and it has a bit of everything in here. So this is my like overflow enclosure. It's not really overflow, but it's just where I put a bit of everything. So there's some giant hissing roaches, as you can see. There's quite a lot of them all through that cork bark and underneath it all. There's also some millipedes in here as well. They're all males, so they've been trying to breed with each other, but they're all males, so there's not going to be any breeding of the millipedes. The cockroaches, they've bred now and again, but I usually remove most of them babies and I catch them all, so that's all good. It has had some mantises in here and stuff in the past, but there's no mantises in there at the moment, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, there is some large female hissing roaches. There's all different species in there as well. So there's the Madagascan, there is the dark form, I can't remember the name of it, like the dark hissing roach. And there's also another kind in there as well, so that's pretty cool. So next up, we're going to move upwards. I'm going to move up to this enclosure, and as you can see by the label, a pancake slug. These guys are really cool. I do need to add some more substrate and more bark and stuff, which I have ordered, and they did arrive yesterday, so I am going to redo this enclosure, don't worry guys. And yeah, these guys are really cool. These are one of the largest slugs in the world. I'm not sure about the largest, but they are one of the largest slugs in the world. They can stretch out up to 15 centimeters, which is really cool, and they are near enough completely flat when they want to be, so they're really cool. And they're really fast as well, to be fair, for a slug. And these guys like the really high humidities. So yeah, I do need to feed these later on. Moving on, we've got another whip scorpion. This is a different kind to the ones I shown a moment ago. This is the Johnstonii, still in the genus Demone. The Demone species is quite a common one, but it's in there somewhere. I think it hides behind this bark, and there's another piece of bark behind there. This enclosure did look really nice when I first made it, but it sort of died down over time. And there is a reason it is dark there, because it is very light sensitive, this whip scorpion, so yeah, you need to keep it in the dark. Moving on, we've got another dwarf species of tarantula, the one I mentioned before, the Trinidad olive. This is the regular form. Very heavy webbers, really good eaters. I hopefully can breed these in the future too. And then here is my female curly hair. She's actually out currently. She's tipped over a water dish. That's her bum in the water dish, by the way. She's not drinking. As you can see, she was mated last year in October, I think, which is pretty cool. These guys are also bulletproof, just like the Chaco Golden Knee. But yeah, she's really beautiful. She's sort of curled up in the corner at the moment. I'm waiting for her to drop a sack, and as soon as she drops a sack, I'll rehouse her into something bigger, which is all good. But yeah, we'll move on to the next few. I think I have like 4 left, and then we'll end the video because it is getting on a bit now. The video is 23 minutes long currently, so that's that. This is my second favourite, or my favourite old world, which is really cool. This is the purple earth tiger, or the Pemmingochilus hattie, coming from Indonesia. Likes the higher humidities, but likes a decent amount of airflow. And this one is unsexed, but I think it's female. She's actually in pre-molt right now, and she is a large juvenile, so she will be going in one of these large glass enclosures after she has molted, which is really exciting and cool. Hopefully I can sex this molt. So that's really cool. You won't see her because she's in pre-molt. She's actually webbed off her massive cork tube. So that's really cool. Moving on to the side, this is my Davos pantaloris, or the Costa Rican tiger rump, as some people call it. These guys come from Central America, places like Mexico, so they're quite dry but very warm and that sort of environment. But this is a confirmed female as well, as you can see by the label. Really cool. Hopefully I can breed her in the future too. But she's really cool, pretty skittish. Moving down, this is my female Dominican purple. Really cool spider. As you can see her there, just chilling out on her log. These guys are always out. None of mine have made a burrow, even though I give them a decent amount of substrate and some bark to hide under. Never used it, but it's always what the spider wants. So yeah, confirmed female. Growing really fast. Moving down, this is my Vitellius chromatus. Really beautiful spider. Got the reds, the whites, some sort of like grey too. Really cool spider. As you can see, she's actually there. Very similar size to that Dominican purple, and has made a nice burrow all the way underneath and throughout. So these guys are like the burrowing. But yeah, these guys come from Brazil, as you can see. Likes the higher-ish humidities, but these guys I have found they do like it to dry out in between the waterings and stuff. And yeah, we're gonna end on this last one, which is my roach colony, my red-headed roach colony. And these guys are really cool, breed really well, good for feeders. It doesn't look like there's much in here right now, but as soon as I put a piece of food on this skewer, they all surround it, and it goes within an hour. Really cool. I do need to make another bin of these, so I might set up another bin later on today. But yeah, these guys are really cool. Not really too much to say. But yeah, so I am going to end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching and for all the support. I do apologise again for not posting as often. I am going to try and get on track as much as I can, and start posting more for you guys, because that's what I really want to do. I want to try and build up my channel a bit, and start posting regular for you guys. Try and make some more content, and please let me know down below if there's any sort of content you want to see. If there's any care videos or any sort of feeding videos you want to see, please let me know, and I can always think about it and try my best to do it. So yeah, I do apologise, it is a long video, but I'm probably going to have to post another video the same time as this. On my next video is a part 2. So yeah, but thank you for watching. Please make sure you are subscribed, it'll help me out a lot. And I will see you all next time. Thank you all for watching.